Hello guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. Well, yes, this video, this cooking island has taken a lot of time. I've taken like more than about 2 weeks before I uploaded another video. Well, I've been a little bit busy and it has been hectic. But just bear with me. I am working out a way where I will be uploading videos regularly. And I also saw a couple of guys in the comment section, telling me to complete with the cooking island. My apologies to you people and thanks for your patience. I will definitely and most assuredly work towards completing it and any other pending thing. So just bear with me, things are a little bit tight for me, but I will sure create time. Having said that, let us continue with this cooking island, and today we will be doing the griddles, the smooth griddle and the grooved griddle, and probably if time allows we will do the fryer, the deep fat fryer, but we will see, right? Now, without much ado, let us do the griddle. Okay, we will start with the smooth one. Actually, the smooth and the ribbed, they are the same size and everything. Even the plates, everything is same. The only difference is the grooved part. So we are going to make the smooth one, then we will save the other parts as smooth, and the other one is ribbed. So, when we do our assembly, it's one and the same thing. Okay, let us try to remind ourselves the opening that we have for the griddle. What is the size of the opening? Here is normal distance is 500 by, from the front to back there is 550. So our griddle should be just about that. Okay, so let us go to new file and create new part here. Remember, my custom units are millimeters, grams and seconds. Okay, were colonized by the Queen of England, and my condolences. She did us good. The good that she did to our country outweighs the bad. If it were not for her, I don't know how we'll be communicating to the world, right? Having said that, we are doing we went to the top plane, we created a center rectangle, and the size is, this should be 500, but still, because we want allowance, we will do, and allowance, the plates that will be put in on the sides will be 2 millimeter thick plate, that is 4 millimeter, then an ankle. No, we don't need to do an ankle, so it is 496. Actually, let us do 495. You don't want it very tight. The other side is 540, and we need 30 millimeter allowance at the front because of the plate at the front, and behind there we will need 30 millimeter for the breather. So minus, this was 540 minus about 60 millimeter. Yeah, 480 is good. So you go to feature and extruded boss, and we are going to extrude it to, the plate size should be 12 millimeter thick. That's okay. Once you have your plate cut to size, definitely this plate is made of mild steel. I'm sure you know why we use mild steel. Mild steel, here they call it what? They call it not galvanized, but iron. I think should be not cast iron but wrought iron. Once you cut your plate, you polish it, you grind it smooth. Okay, you grind it smooth. This is a part which you will be cooking directly on it, so you have to polish it smooth. So I go ahead and save, and in my cooking island I have a folder here known as Grido, and I will save this as part number 1 and call it smooth plate for the Grido. Okay, then save. And as I was saying, I need to save another part, and I will call it 1A and call it grooved or ribbed if you want. Grooved plate. And for the grooved plate, I will need to groove it, so I choose this face and start a new sketch. Then hit the space bar and create normal, then create a line from this side to there, and there. Oh, the other line, I think it didn't come. There. That's okay. You can do a center line here to make sure that the groove is at the center. Now we can smart dimension from here to here. Make it 5mm. I think that's okay. And the size of the groove can be 5mm. Is 5mm sufficient? Then the depth from here to here, we can make it 3mm. Yeah, that groove looks pretty to me. And one thing we might be required to do is to fillet this one. You can fillet 1mm or 0.5 between this and this. Let us make it 0.5mm. Well, the gurus that do the grooving, well, if you feel like I have not made it right, please leave a comment in the comment section. Tell us how to do it. Okay, now go to feature and extruded cut and cut through hole. That's right, our groove looks cool. I don't know whether this should be filleted. I'm not sure about that. Well, I once again call my gurus. Leave a comment. We are doing a linear pattern, and we need to pattern it at 10mm. That is the distance. Number of items is 48. I think we should add 149. That's good. Yes, our plate. Does our plate look good? Yes, I feel like the plate looks okay. Or 10mm is big. The pattern, let us edit the pattern. 10mm looks big. If we do 5, they will be touching one another, so we do 7. Next time I'm doing a hot plate, I will be very careful to ensure that I get all the details. Yeah, this distance and this other distance, they don't look the same. So let me try to see what is the size of this face here. Don't do this, okay? Don't do this. Let me try to measure from, create a line here and measure it and see. different ways, different methods of doing the same thing. 9mm, so 9mm, and the other one is 5, so a difference of 4mm. Therefore we need to edit that sketch and add 2mm someplace. We don't need this sketch, so let me delete this and go back to extruded cut, edit that sketch, and instead of having this 5, I make it 7. 7 will balance the dimension there, and the size will look uniform. Yeah, it looks good. So that is that with the plate. Go ahead and save it and open a new sketch here, new part, create new sketch. We create the front plate, right? Go to new sketch, center rectangle. Why am I choosing corner? I don't need corner, I need center rectangle from the origin. And our size, if you can remember, we did 496, and this should be about 50 or 60, whichever works for you. That's good. Create a center circle for the drainage. Smart dimension it. This can be 19mm. 19 is 3/4, right? And from the center to one edge, about 50mm is okay. And from the front, make it like 20 or 25. 20 is ideal. Now go to sheet metal and create base flange, and the thickness of this should be 2mm. 2mm thick. That's okay. Now create an edge flange here, going on the upward direction and condition blind. The size is 25mm. 25, the plate is 12, so 8mm. Let us make it 30. 30 looks good. Another edge flange here, going to this direction, and end condition blind. Size is 30. 25mm would be good. Yes, that's the profile of the front plate. Material is metal, and it is made of stainless steel, polished stainless steel, polished. Or is it satin finish? Polished steel would be good. Go ahead and save this as part number 2 and call it Grido front plate. Just call it that, or whatever name you want. Then go ahead and save it as 2A Grido front plate. We have this is smooth. The other one we should have called it smooth, but it's okay. Call this grooved plate. Now let us start assembly of those two, assembly, sub-assembly. And the first part we are going to bring in is the grooved and the grooved front plate. 1, 2. That's good. Now start mating. I promised to change some settings here, which I didn't. I forgot, and I don't have time for that. I will change it a little bit later. Met, you see, every time I want to do met, every time I do one met, it is requiring me to exit, then do met again. Now here, met and make this distance between these faces here, between this face and this, make it 30 millimeter. 30 is 30 ideal? No, we can make it 40. Yes, for the purposes of cleaning and draining the oil, you need to have some good clearance space. But remember, we had given it, we will see when we'll start our assembly. Now save this as grooved griddle. There you are. Now we start another assembly, and this time new assembly, sub-assembly. I hope we are not going to get confused. The part we want here is a smooth griddle, so browse, take smooth plate and front plate, this one here, open. We have the smooth and this plate. Made it just like the other one. One of the reasons why we give them different names is when you bring them to the sub-assembly of the range, the cooking range, if you bring two sub-assemblies sharing one part, you will have an error. Okay, we are just doing it like we did the other. This distance here is 40 millimeter between this and this. That's good. So save this one as a smooth griddle. There we are. Now we need to create a side plate for the griddle, and the side plate is from here to here. Remember this, we have done it as 40, and let me check the dimension of the plate. Is 480. Okay, discard the changes. No changes there. What are we doing? We are not editing anything. So go to new file and open part. This time round, go to the right plane, start new sketch, do a line like this, like this, like this, like that, and that. Now smart dimension, this is 480. This one here is 40 millimeter. This is that cannot be 480. This is 50. This is 30. Let us edit this to be plus 40 mil. Plus 40. And this becomes 480. No. If that is the case, no, let us edit this and do it at 420. We need to have this slope is big, 430. See what we will get, or 450, about 450. Let us create it like that. Then when we do the assembly, we will see how it will be like. Sheet metal, and this is 2 millimeter thick plate. That's good. Let me save this as save as part number 3 and call it side plate, and here we call it smooth. Good. Let us go for the smooth griddle and do some assembly of the same. Insert component to insert here is the side plate smooth. That's about that. Met this face flashes with this face here. That's good. Met again. It is annoying, this and this. It really is annoying, you know. This comes here. Let me see. That, yeah, that plate looks good. Now if I choose this right plane of the plate and I mirror components, and component to mirror be this, I think that would be fine. Now from there we can evaluate and see what is the distance from here to here. That is 499. Yes, 1 millimeter allowance, not bad. Then we create new part. We create the panel, the back plate, front plane, new sketch. Okay, we can go with that. Let us take these to be at the origin center. We make them coincident, and this dimension here 499, and this is 50. This is 50. There you go. Sheet metal base flange, same 2 millimeter. That's good. Save it. It's part number 4. Back plate, smooth. Then we go to the smooth griddle and insert component, not mate, insert component. To insert there is back plate smooth. Did we choose material for these plates? No, we didn't. Now we can mate this to that. Mate again. This and this. Mate again. Where should that mate be? This to this. I think there is a mate here which is not there's a mate there which is not correct. That this, yes, there is a mate there which is not correct. Okay, we don't need this gap. That is what I'm trying to see. So there is something that needs to be edited. From that face to this face we have like 2 millimeter. So if I were to, let me close this, edit this, and I go for base flange, I edit the sketch, and here I had 2 millimeter, 522. Yes, I guess that will bridge the gap. No gap now. Now, something I should mention real quick is, before I do that, let me create another part, which is the pipe for the drainage part. Then I choose the top plane, sketch, circle, the origin here, then another one here. Diameter of the out one is 19 millimeter. Most of the time the tubes have a thickness of 1.2 millimeter, 1.2, 1.5. Then I go to feature and extrude this. The height of the drainage can be 75, 50 or 60. This size doesn't matter very much. But when you are doing your collection box, well, it might matter then. This we call it drain pipe. Drain pipe, call it smooth. That's good. We go back to our sub assembly, the smooth plate, and insert component to insert there is the drain pipe. That's good. Met concentric relationship between this and this hole here, concentric relationship, and met again. This flashes with that plate there. So that griddle is ready. The only thing that is remaining is the burner. I don't know whether I will do the burner a little bit later. Now, something to mention real quick. You see this front plate. This front plate, once you do the bending and you have punched this hole, weld your drain pipe, then you polish before you weld it to the plate. Yeah, weld here, polish. Once you've welded that and polished and it is clean, now you can do the welding. You can do the assembly. The welding for the front plate, you normally weld it under there. The other side plate and the back plates, you weld on the inside of the plate, not under there or anywhere, because you don't want any gap here. You don't want what do we call it, oil, to be sticking here and cleaning it. It will be very hectic. So you do welding here, welding on the inside, and this weld has to be extremely perfect for the purposes of polishing. You want it to be smooth, one continuous. Actually, you need to do fusing. Welding gurus, they know better. So the smooth plate is complete. Let me open this and save it as, save as a copy and open 3A. Then change this to grooved. Yes. Then I go back and get the back plate, open and save as a copy and open, because I will need to complete the assembly of the grooved one. 4A instead of smooth, here I call it grooved. That's right. Then I go and open the drain pipe. Open and save it as another copy and open and change 5A. This goes to grooved. Yes. Now, there are so many things that I opened here which I don't need. Like this front plate, I don't need it. I can close it. Grooved griddle, I need it. Grooved plate, I don't need it. This is to avoid confusion. I don't need smooth plate, anything smooth. Since I have finished with the sub-assembly, I don't need it. For the grooved I need, so I go back to the grooved griddle and complete the assembly. I will insert side plate, back plate, and drain pipe. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Then I will I don't need to insert, it's to met. Let me start with the pipe concentric relationship, just like we did with the smooth one. Same principle. What's going on? Yes, that's good. Met again. This face flashes with that. Then mate. This flashes with this. Mate again. This is really annoying, man. I should change this so that when I'm doing my mating, I just do it once and complete all the mating, you know, mating, then clicking again, going back to do some mating. It's really annoying, but just the next drawing, in the next video, I will fix it. I will fix it once and for all. Now, there was a time I was trying to upgrade my SolidWorks software to 2022, and I uninstalled the 2019 one that I have been using, then installed 2022, and I found that still 2022 was unstable, so I went back to my original 2019, but I have had no issue with 2019. I don't know why I was trying to upgrade. I will upgrade later. And when I installed this one, now there were so many changes. I did so many changes and so many settings here. I have not completed, you know, my custom settings. Even the smooth griddle, the grooved griddle is good. Same case. Once you rib your griddle, first of all, before any welding, you polish the griddle. Welding is on the inside, and before everything else, you weld this, polish, then you do your assembly. So here we go. Our grooved griddle is also ready. Save, close what you don't need. We don't need these plates. We don't need this, and this, and this. Okay. Now I will be required to do a small part here, and I will call it support. There are different ways of supporting this. Let me go for the font. There are different ways of supporting the griddle. Remember, the griddle is not supposed to be welded on the on the cooking range. You should be inserting it for the purposes of servicing and all that. So it is placed. This, I'm making a bracket of 40 by 40 square tube, and I will extrude it in the mid plane. Should it be mid plane? Mid plane, and I will extrude it a distance of 50. Yeah, 50 or even 100. Let me shell it instead of, you know, and the thickness I will give it 1.2, 1.5 actually, because this will be carrying some weight. In fact, even the extrusion, we need to edit it slightly and make it 75 is good length. Yeah, I will save it as part number 6 and call it griddle support. Okay, having done that, let us go to the range and do our sub assembly. Now, the first thing I'm going to insert is the support. And this support should be we had 30. We are going to make it from here up to here. Now let me also insert we'll see. Let me insert grooved grido. After inserting smooth grido, I met, and I will go for degree and make this 94, something like 94, and I will take between this and this face here. Change the direction. No, I didn't mean to do that. I wanted to go on the other side. Oh man. Not really. Okay. So I make it 94 between this and this. And when I'm changing it, it is flipping. I don't want it to flip. Which one am I supposed to change? Or should it be should I lower the degree? 90, 87? No, that's much. Let me do, yes, around just a small slope. I don't want a big slope. Yes, that's good. Let us continue with the mating. This face, no. Let me choose advanced mate. Advanced mate width between this face and this face. This one. See, it's between this and this. Yes. Then the other mate is mate. Should be, I give it just about 1 millimeter between this face here and this. Should be like 1 millimeter. Make them. No. Coincident distance of 1 millimeter. This face and this. Or should I make it coincident? What's not happening here? My grido should be sitting something like that. And that slope, I don't know, is it big? Yeah, I think I will change that degree. We'll change it to go slightly under. Met. let me see what other option do I have here. Advanced, not center of collinear coplanar. I don't know. I really don't know what I'm doing here. That, select that face and this face. Collinear coplanar. No, not really. What if I met coincident? Will this break the other one? Make coincident. And I go for this edge on this face. Yes, that's how it's supposed to be like. Now there is one more thing. Distance. If we met again, make it coincident between this or that and this. No. This edge and this edge. No. Clear. This face and this face. No. How about if I do distance and make the distance 1 millimeter? No. It should be somewhere there. Let me see. Distance here, distance. Met. Distance between this face and this one here. Nope. No. I will leave it at that. Now I need to change the degree. There is a degree here which is way too big. Let me edit it and bring it up a little bit. 89. Yeah. The griddle looks to be okay. I think the plate, I will reduce the distance. Let me evaluate and see what distance is there between that and this for the breather. 30 millimeter is good. 32, 30 is good. No. Let me met. You see this top. What's going on? We don't need this. Clear this. To this. That's good. Met. This to be welded onto the frame onto this spacer, onto this face here. That's good. And then I met again. This should be touching, even the breather should be sitting on that bracket that touches that. Yeah, I believe distance 2 millimeter. No, let me delete that face and make it flush with this. Yes, your grido is good and it is very well supported. Now if I were to go for the grido, for the smooth grido, I expand it, then I go for the plate and take the right plane and mirror components, and component to be mirrored is this support, because you need 2 of them, then the grido is well supported. Those 2 plates, those 2 square tubes should be welded on the framework, so that you may just take your grido and place it. And those 2 are the ones which are supposed to give you the gradient. You want the oil to be flowing down, and the gradient should be very small, yeah. You don't want when you put your oil here it goes straight to the drainage. No, it should be very minimal. That 1 degree might be big, yeah. These are things that you get right when you're doing your assembly, your actual welding assembly. Okay, now let us insert the grooved grido. The grooved grido is there. The first met we will do is width, advanced met, and do width, and it should be between this and this, in its place, in its opening between this and this. Yes. Now the other met is, we need this plate met, this plate and this should be flashing. That's good. And then we need to finally met it, this and this should be flashing also. Same slope and everything. Okay, now there is something I wanted to mention. Yes, now you see the supports that we have put behind here, right? The supports that we have put behind here are supporting the grido from the back, and the front plate of the grido is sitting on the framework of the cooking range, so it is supported from the front and behind there. It can't go anywhere, it can't move. Now I need to open this part. Let me collapse this, expand this, then go for the right plane. I hope it is at the middle, and mirror components, the components to be mirrored there is this and this. I hope they will go to, yes, they are good in the right position, and that is pretty nice. Now we need to do this breather. And this gap is about 32, so we can do it 30 millimeter. And how does the breather look like? So we go to file, new part, click OK, then go to the front, not front, yes, front plane, start new sketch, do your center rectangle from the origin, and this should be 500 or 499 if you want. 499, 1 millimeter gap is sufficient. The height here should be about what? About 30 mil. 30 mil sheet metal. This base flange thickness is 1.2. You can do 1 millimeter, 1.2, 1.5, whatever offcut you have. Then do an edge flange here at an angle of 30, and hand condition blind, this you can make it 20. We will evaluate and see what needs to be changed here. Then do an edge flange here, and that edge flange should be perpendicular, to this face here. That is perpendicular to that face. That one should be at 90 degrees. This I think it's about 15 millimeter. We will evaluate and edit it if need be. Then finally you need an edge flange here, and end condition up to vertex, and that is the vertex. You need it the same height as that. Now let us evaluate and see what is this between, because our gap there is around 32 millimeter, 32 millimeters, so we are looking for something like 30 from that face. I beg your pardon, this face and this should 24. We need 30, so we need to add 6 millimeter somewhere. This edge flange, we edit it and add 6 millimeter. We can do it at 21. I hope it will give us what we are looking for. Let us measure here to here. It's about 30. That's good. Yeah, our breather is good. Now select this face, start a new sketch, click normal. Here you can do whatever kind of pattern you want. You can do round holes, you can do slot. Let me go for slot, straight slot. You can even do it not so straight, like that. Yes, let us make sure that it is dimensioned. The breather size, this is 2.4. We can make it 3 millimeter, and this we can make what, 10, 12, and do we need to do a degree here between this and this? Degree 45 is good, and from this to this edge we do 10. Yes, there we go. Our breather looks good. Feature, extruded cut, link to thickness. You don't want the hole to go to the other side. Yeah, that looks good. Go to linear pattern and that direction. And what are you patterning? What you are patterning is that extruded cut. This is what we are patterning, and there are so many. 48, 47. This we can make 15. 15 looks good, but the number is way too much. Bring it down. No. Do they look symmetrical? Only one way to find out. This distance here, let me don't do that. Once again, we are trying to find what is this distance here. Smart dimension. This is 15 and the other one we did it at 10, so difference is 5. We need to cancel the sketch and edit that sketch, edit the extrude and cut sketch, and this distance here we had 0.25 plus 2.5, sorry. Make it symmetrical, make it look, yes, this distance here should be almost the same as this distance here. This will become automatic. That pattern looks good, so save this as breather. Part number 7, breather. Breather is good. Yes, so we close what we don't want. We don't want this, we don't want the support, we don't want this also. We need to open this and we insert our breather, then we will linear pattern. Met and matting. This should be, that face should be touching this infill. I'm sure it is lost wherever it went. I need to lift it a little bit up so that we may see what we are doing. Yes. Now, that being that, I don't know, that met, we choose width. We shouldn't have done width. No. This can flash to this. Yes. Then did we get our distance wrong? Yes, our breather is somewhat wrong. Let me met something there. We need to edit. Met. I don't know whether this should it be parallel, perpendicular. Let us do distance here and make it 2 mm between this and this. Should be 2 mm, but on the other side. Which direction? Yes, that's good. No. Yes. What we are going to do is we will edit this and make it a little bit longer so that it may fit in there well. So I will open it, or I can edit it from where it is. breather and the base flange here. Edit the sketch. This I made 30. Can I make it 60? And we see whether we are good. Why is it hanging? Taking too long. That's why I like editing individual components. Now what happened here? What happened? Yeah, something was not right there. I don't know. That height is good. The slots, let me open. This edge flange, we edit. Edge flange remains at 20. Let me take it back the way it was, and when I'm matting there, I will change something on the mat. Base flange. Edit that sketch. This we had made it 30. Original size and shape. Yeah, let it stay like that. Again, you don't want to do a very complicated breather. Now, as far as the matting here is concerned, that is where we have an issue. Okay, what I'm trying to do is, I don't want this to be, there should be no gap there. And again, we can edit this edge flange actually. This edge flange, we edit, instead of doing up to, we can do blind, and the size we make it 60. We make this 60. Yes. All we are trying to do is to make sure that it doesn't leave a gap. The cooking range, there should be no gap, and again, you don't want the slots to be hidden. See, there should be no gap here. Now, what I'm not getting is why. Now we go back and edit this and make this what? I should evaluate and see. Minus 1.2, 1.2, 2.4. This edge flange here, we edit minus 2.4 or 3 millimeter. Let me subtract the 3 millimeter there. 18. Because the breather should not get inside. Yes. Where is it? Where is it? Even I edit it again and reduce it a little bit. This edge flange here, I edit it and reduce it by 2 millimeter, minus 2 millimeter. I think it's going back to that 15 mil. See, these things should be free. There should be no hindrance. Yeah, it's almost lying on top, against the griddle. So that looks pretty good. the breather looks good, and the griddle looks good. All we need to do now is to a linear component in this direction, and we need just two. The opposite direction, we need two of them, two items, and this should be 499 plus 50. Component to be linear is the breather. Yes, should it be like that? 499 plus 50 plus 1, 550. Yes, that's good. We don't need to linear pattern that. Yes, and our cooking range is taking shape. See, it is taking shape. The breathers are there and everything else is there. There is something I need to open real quick and show you guys. That is the burner. We will do the burner later. We'll do the burners later. I think I made one. We'll just mention one thing real quick. In the pre-territorial island cooker, fryer, burner. Did I save my burner? Burner holder. I don't know whether I saved burner. Griddle burner, HP burner holder, burner head. I can't see it. Or where did I save it? Layout. Island. I thought I had my burner. Or did I save it under fryer? No. Alright. Now, here's the point. Since I can't see the burner, the burner is custom made for the griddles. It's an H burner. Unless you guys want us to do it, I don't know how. Yeah, I will do it. I will do the burner later, then I do the assembly so that I may come and do the openings for the burners and the drip tray for the collection of the oil. Actually, that is what we are going to do before we go for the fryers and the pan supports and everything else. So let us take a break for now. I will try much and see whether I can do the other video later during the day. Thanks so much for your time. Those who have not subscribed, once again, please subscribe to my channel. It will help me big way. See you in our next video.